Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cashton High School. Ken Manning, Western Wisconsin Video Productions, as we get set to bring you match number one. It's going to be the Royal Panthers and the Cashton Eagles. Joining me tonight, longtime WIAA official and friend, Scott Milsna. Scott, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Ken. It's great to be here.
I tell you what, typically we wait and we get a chance to work together. The very first dual meet of the year, it's typically been Westby and Cashton. That didn't happen.
No, I believe, wasn't that a triple duel?
I think so.
At Ithaca,
Yeah.
Derailed us.
It did derail us. We were doing this for I don't know how many years in a row. Well, we're out here right now, and we're going to turn the mic over to Scott as our first match of the evening is already out there, and they're going at it. Looks like the Panthers coming up with the first takedown.
Yes, sir. First period, and this is Jack Schreier of Cashton, and I believe should be Samson Degner from Royall.
Okay.
Samson riding in control. First period, 120. Samson is a junior. He's been around a couple of years on the varsity anyway. That's a very familiar name and face. And Jack also is a senior in Cashton, long-time varsity wrestler. Jack able to work free here, got an escape, edge of the mat, 1 point, 2-1. Degner leading Schreier. We've got 52 seconds left, first period. Head-to-head, Jack backing up a little bit. Better not make a habit of that with Lynn officiating.
That's true. It could be a different story.
Schreier working, just hand fighting, face-to-face. I'm sure these guys have met before, Ken. I don't remember any results or anything, but got a couple of pretty good, experienced varsity wrestlers out here.
I would imagine if it wasn't somewhere this year, they probably could have met last year.
True.
Pretty easily, yes.
Jack attempted a kind of an over and under there that didn't turn out very well for him. Gave up a 2-point takedown. Lucky that's all he gave up. Going to end the first period 4-1 in favor of Degner from Royall.
Well, our thanks going out today to many of our sponsors. We'll mention them, and eventually I'm going to put in that picture-in-picture where you see the time and score, I'm going to run at least 1 or 2 rounds, maybe once per round here. All of our fine sponsors helping us out tonight as well.
We've got a clock issue here. I hope we're not going to have a 20-minute second period.
You never know. We'll check out how good a shape they're in, right?
Right. I believe Degner deferred, and Schreier chose neutral here to start period number 2. Jack, these guys head-to-head again. Jack just persistent on that right side of Degner for something. Again, it's kind of a weak shot there, I guess I would call it. Unsuccessful. Degner sliding around back for a 2-point takedown. 6-1, 1.5 minutes left, period number 2. And again, Schreier kind of surprising, back to his feet for another escape. I guess the thing that surprises me is having seen Degner a fair amount. Is a pretty tough kid. Surprising Schreier was able to escape that easily. But another takedown here for Degner makes it 8-2 with a minute left, second period. I guess one thing, Ken, that kind of standing out here is that Degner riding in control, but not real aggressive on top and riding on that ankle. Lynn Eisensee being a guy that is not going to hesitate to call stalling, so it wouldn't be surprised if we see that pretty quick here.
Yep.
30 seconds left, first period, still 8-2 Degner. And there is a stalling on the bottom man on Schreier, which not disagreeing with at all. He's just not active enough. You need to be working for a reversal or an escape, and that bottom man leaving that head down is a bad sign.
That's not the good sign, isn't it? Right, you're right.
Makes it easy for the official. Again, Schreier with another escape at the end of the second period. I thought, yes, he did. There's on the scoreboard now, 8-3 Degner to start the third period.
Thanks to those sponsors, one of them being the Wright Insurance Agency. That's Miranda Wright in Westby.
Yeah, I just got confirmation, Ken, from the folks next to me. That is Samson Degner.
Okay, good deal.
And another 20-minute period. They're going to tire these guys right out.
They are. It's going to take them a little time to get that figured out. Now, when something like that happens, do they count off a few seconds for you as the official then, or
That's
how did
what
that?
Should happen. Yeah, it should be a discussion between the official and the scorekeeper, timekeeper, and between the two of them, estimate, I guess, how much time they feel has gone by, and they'll come to an agreement. And
okay.
So yeah, what I would expect should happen is we should have about 1:55 left in the third.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one, I guess, Ken, that probably doesn't get talked about enough or explained enough sometimes, is just how important those table workers can be to a match and to an official. You know, good table workers can make an official look good, or bad ones can make him look bad.
Right.
It's,
absolutely.
A very important piece of the puzzle.
They're going to run it down to, it looks like 1:40. There they go. And that'll be period number 3 now.
And that's something, too, you know, that the table workers definitely have a big say in that discussion. Like I said, it's as an official, you depend on them for a lot of things. Starting neutral here, third period. Degner in on both legs, in on a double, not able to complete it, but in pretty good position. Schreier trying to fend that off. Doing a good job of it, actually. And kind of a failed throw, I would call that, by Degner. Schreier ends up on the positive end of that. Gives us a 9-5 score in favor of Degner from Royall. 50 seconds left, third period. Off the mat, 48.8.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him. He's down by 4, as you can see on the board, lower right corner.
Not an impossible task, but against a good opponent, it's a tall order.
It's a tough one.
You know, Degner is one of those guys that's experienced enough, too, that I don't want to say you can stall, but I'm going to say you can stall.
You can make it look good.
Right, exactly. Just make it look like you're trying. And, you know, he's experienced enough. He's not going to get himself in trouble. And Degner coming in around on a reversal, going to make it 11-5, 15 seconds left. Again, this is two guys that have spent a lot of time on the mat, two very experienced wrestlers, two good wrestlers.
Yeah.
But tonight it's going to be Degner's turn on top. We've got an 11-5 final. Samson Degner of Royall.
And that'll give the Panthers the early lead here at 3-0 team score-wise.
Your winner by decision, Samson Degner.
Well, our thanks also going out to ADRC, the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Vernon County. Keep an eye on those senior citizens and disabled citizens throughout the winter months, and anytime for that matter. Well, I'm waiting for them to put the weight class up on the scoreboard there as well, but it looks like we should be moving into that 215-pound range, which would mean Gavin Anderson And either
190, Trenton Fry, Royal,
This is going to be 190, Ken.
Oh,
It's
now it's
Gavin
190.
Anderson of Cashton and Trenton Fry of Royal.
so they were down to 175, were
Yes,
they?
sir.
Oh, wow. But that first match. All right, so now we're at 190. See, that's you got good ears. I'm glad you're here.
Well, I try to be good for something.
Well, let's take a look at, so this is Anderson, and you said Fry, correct?
Correct. Trenton Fry.
Trenton Fry, a sophomore. And Fry is going to pick up the first takedown here, get the points on the board here against Anderson. Anderson coming in, a senior. You look on the roster here, Gavin now standing up. Then Anderson is brought back down to the mat by Fry. You look at the Cashton Eagle lineup, and a little sparse here this particular year. Six wrestlers out here right now. There's another takedown after Anderson had the escape, and now Fry says, well, I'm going to let you go. Now another quick snap and a spin here by Fry, and he has two and goes right into a pinning combination. He's got that wrist on an arm bar, and he gets the turn. This is a solid sophomore, and he gets the pin. A 1:15, basically 1:16 pin time here for Trenton Fry, the sophomore out of Royal. And that'll give him another 6 points. It's 9-0 here. Our thanks going out to the Bank of Cashton. That's right here, of course, in Cashton, just a little ways up the road on Front Street. And don't forget Bobby John's for their terrific food specials, and of course, made from scratch. Well, now it's
Brian 16.
that's going to be a forfeit win. And did they say who?
Bryzik Steen.
And that went at 2:15. Or
Correct.
no,
Correct.
that
215.
did. Okay. Well, here comes Henry Brigham. He is going to come out onto the mat, and he's probably going to have Madden McCluskey. We'll turn the mic over to you, I guess, now, Scott, because these are a couple of seniors.
Yeah, Henry is a senior, followed Culpet from Cashton for a couple of years, and now
Yeah.
Culpet has graduated, so getting his shot at the varsity spot. And Madden McCluskey, been around. I don't think he's got quite as much experience. Name isn't as familiar, but definitely I've seen him before. And McCluskey with a kind of a attempted over and under there throw.
He tried to throw Brigham over here on the near side of us, just to our lower left corner. But now Henry is trying to be a little more productive.
And that's one, Ken, that seems like it used to be more popular, those throws from the big guys.
Yep.
And they're great when they work, but when they don't, unfortunately, it might be curtains.
You might be in trouble. That's for sure.
Henry on top here got that takedown, I guess, off of the failed throw attempt by McCluskey. Brigham leading 2-0. Working out front, trying to work a kind of a bar there, bar and a half, I guess, and able to turn McCluskey. He had that thing solid. He got the pin there at 109 in favor of Henry Brigham.
Yeah, that was that size difference there. I mean, he's just bigger,
Especially on those big guys, it seems like that few inches of height can be a big advantage.
Yep. Well, now we're going to move into the 200, or excuse me, we were at 285. We're now going to go down to the lightweights at 106 pounds. And we've got our sponsors going there at the bottom corner.
106, Brendan Rick from Royal versus Cyprian.
We thank all those sponsors as we come out here. It's Cyprian Klein and Brendan Rick. Klein, only a freshman, Rick a junior. And right away, Rick goes in for a takedown. He's got a double leg. And he's going to pop that head out and pick up maybe the takedown. Hasn't been given the points just yet. Now he's going to try and stack up, and what are we going to do?
I think Lynn is telling us no control. Still neutral. Yes, he is.
Yep. That's a good call, actually. Here's another double leg by Rick. Now he slides right up, wanted to go over under. And nice job there by Klein fending that off. Now Rick able to step through on that single leg attack, pick up the takedown, trying to get some back points with the facelift here. But Klein able to belly back out, get back to his base. No back points here as we look at a minute to go in period number 1. Again, thanks to those sponsors you're going to see down in that lower right corner of your screen. We appreciate their support. And a reminder that we're going to be here tomorrow. Scott and I will be back here in Cashton. I was going to pitch a tent, but I figured it was a little too wet out.
Yeah, I'm afraid you might want to wait for warmer weather for that, Ken.
For sure.
Although it would have been worse a week or two ago.
That's I would have had to bailed out on that thought for sure. Rick trying to get that arm bar and a wrist, and now he's got the turn. Very close to the pin here. Klein doing a good job keeping that left shoulder up off the mat, though. That's way up above, even though you could get pinned with the scapula, the point of the scapula, but that's not going to happen as time runs out. He'll get the 3 for the near fall.
Klein, I believe, is a first-year wrestler. I don't remember that name in middle school. He may have done some, but
yeah, I don't recall. And to me, it's a new name here in Cashton. But I could be wrong on that too. But
no, you were right once again.
Okay. Well, how about that? Roll the dice.
How does that go? Rather be lucky than good?
There you go. 5-0 the score here as Rick in that top position is again going after that arm bar and wrist. Trying to dig out that maybe a bar arm. He does have it. Across the small of the back here. Got to keep that at 90. And now he slides right into that arm bar, and oh boy. He steps off from it and goes to the half Nelson. Got this one cinched up a little tighter now, Scott.
Yeah, he's definitely got Klein in trouble here.
He does a nice job with the adjustment. Klein was able to get that left arm free, but then
really had that back half on
Yep.
the head deep to it.
Yeah. Once he got that in, it was just a matter of time. 56 seconds, so it's going to be a 3:04 pin time. 3:04 pin time for Brendan Rick, the junior, out of Royall. A couple more of our sponsors. Cade Clearing helping us out tonight. Riley and Brett Cade, couple of real fine Westby wrestlers, but they have their own clearing business. Appreciate their support. Carmen Fortune, your New Directions real estate expert located in Westby. Be sure to contact her. She'll be happy to help you out in regards to what do you want to do? You want to buy? You want to sell? How are things looking? What do we have here, Scott?
Chloe Turner receiving a forfeit for Royall.
Okay. And we'll have a number of forfeits coming in here now, I would imagine. Well, we got one match coming up here. Going to bump up to 120.
It looks like it's going to be Jet Bender against Parker Melsna.
Okay.
Bender, I believe, is a brother and I can't say the name right now. There were was a bender at Royall that was a really good wrestler in that 160, 70 range.
Yep.
Jameson.
There you go. Okay.
And Bender with a takedown here early in the first period over Parker Melson of Cashton. Parker bumping up from 113. That Bender name has been a solid wrestling name there for several years.
For sure. Well, Royall looks like they've been in the weight room a little bit.
Yeah, they, it's one thing. I've been there many times, and they've got a nice facility, and the kids know where it is.
I guess so.
The stalling call going against Bender, riding parallel there basically is what our official Lynn Eisensee is signaling. And not wrong. That's one of the things you need to get out to the side and try a turn, try something. You have to be aggressive, be offensive, and Lynn Eisensee felt he was not. Now we've got to stop for potentially dangerous on their feet, and I believe Bender had a half Nelson in, which is definitely potentially dangerous. Glad to see him stop that so quick.
Yeah.
Parker on a sit out there trying to switch. Lynn signaling that there was a locked hands against Bender. He let go right away, but still a penalty. And Parker able to come around, cradle up Jet Bender, and we've got a 124 pin going to Parker Milsna.
He did such a great job with that, and he scooped the leg of Bender, Milsna did. And when he did that, that really cinched up that near side cradle for him, and he came away with the victory. Well, thanks going out to Cashton Building Supply and CBS Design. Appreciate Kevin Kirky and Courtney Kuzi. That's the good old father-daughter 1-2 punch right there, just downtown here in Cashton. And, of course, Cashton Farm Supply, Ernie Peterson, your organic farming experts. Don't forget Chaseburg Farmers Union Co-op, located in, I always say, Upper Chaseburg. Well, now comes the number of forfeit wins. I'll let you tell us who all that was, Scott.
This is Gunnar Wolpett, Ken,
Okay.
with the forfeit at 132. 138 should be next.
Okay.
I believe Cashton is done.
We should have, is Klinkner wrestling?
Oh,
So he'd be at 165.
Klinkner is in street clothes.
He is in street clothes. Well, then we're probably done.
Forfeit at 138 is David Phillips.
They'll come across here with those forfeit wins.
Forfeit at 144 is Colin McKittrick.
So McKittrick with the win.
Yes, sir.
That was 144. We're now going to 150.
150 is Jackson Bender.
Another Bender name.
Yeah, I apologize. I've been trying to write these guys down, and and the new weights have to look every time.
I know. Isn't that it? I got to get used to that. Another forfeit win coming here for the Panthers.
Guessing this is Calhoun. Yep, Turner Calhoun at 157.
Okay. Three Benders on the team. Well, that's going to do it. It's going to be a 57-12 victory here for the Royal Panthers. They pick up the win here in match number one. When we'll come back, it should be, I would imagine it'll be Royal and Black River Falls, I think. And then it'll be Black River Falls and Cashton to end the evening. Well, we hope you're enjoying watching tonight's broadcast, Western Wisconsin video production of high school wrestling conference championship, and that's going to go to the Royal Panthers. That's why they wrestled first. I wondered about that a little bit. And so the Panthers picking up the Scenic Bluffs Conference Championship here this year. Boy, I tell you what, they got a nice team. And good luck to them. They will be up at Independence coming tomorrow. They're going to drive up there to that tournament.
Yeah, Royal with, I believe, 16 names on their roster, which in this day and age is nice to see. These small schools especially, really nice to see numbers. You know, as you mentioned earlier, Cashton with only 5 or 6 kids this year. And it's one of those cyclical things, I think, too, that
exactly.
Some classes are just bigger on one sport or another. I know this year Cashton's got a pretty respectable basketball team.
They do, yes.
Ranked in the state, and it's just one of those things, you know. And Royal is just one of those schools that for a lot of years has been very respectable, a good wrestling school, and a good following. A nice number of fans here tonight. It's good to see as well.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with more here in just a few minutes. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Cashton High School. Ken Manning along with Scott Milsna as we're set to bring you tonight's non-conference matchup. It's going to feature the Black River Falls Tigers, and they're going to take on the newly crowned, just crowned, Royal Panthers, champions of the Scenic Bluffs Conference, as they pick up their trophy, their plaque here tonight after their big win. What was that final? 57 to something. It's like 6 or it was a shellacking.
Yes.
Anyways. Well, Scott, I think we're going to turn it over to you. You started out the first one first. Let's do the second one.
If I heard right, Ken, this should be Samson Degner of Royal, again the junior, versus Javon Rave of Black River Falls, the senior.
Okay.
Degner, the first round, I believe, was the young man. Yeah, he defeated Jack Schreier of Cashton 11-5. Now back out against the senior, Javon Rave.
I remember Rave, at least he looks awfully familiar to me from last year, following the Tigers a little bit.
I didn't see them as much the last year or two, but definitely remember that name. I saw them at a tournament somewhere, I believe, and Rave is a name that seems like it's been around a couple of years.
Yes.
Degner with a takedown here with just under a minute to go in the first period. You know, Degner, one of those guys that just isn't going to make mistakes, and definitely a sign of having mat time there, experience, and I think some good competition in the practice room as well.
That always helps.
It's huge, I think. It's and they've got an experienced group of coaches, and just a lot of credit there to the Royal program.
Yeah. And like you said, though, I'm trying to think how you say it. Degner. I always want to say Dregny, but that's because I'm too much from the Westby area.
It's too much lutefisk.
Yeah, it must have been. But Degner does a nice job of keeping solid position. I say that, and then all of a sudden Rave gets the reversal. But
you jinxed him.
I jinxed him. I did. But that's, again, we're talking about Rave that, we know that he's pretty decent also.
Degner holding that right wrist there, wrist area.
They're going to get that checked out. Not feeling the best on that hard sit out. It was a pretty hard sit out, and then he turned back in, was Rave, and I wonder if he didn't have his wrist caught underneath there.
That's what I'm thinking too, Ken. It looked like he may have just gotten it kind of tangled up and bent it in a direction that shouldn't be bending.
No kidding.
And it's actually Rave, the gentleman that the trainer's looking at, I believe, maybe a bloody lip.
Yeah.
And getting that cleaned up. And, it looks like Rave may have gotten some blood onto the arms, shoulder area of Degner. But not a big deal, not a big rush. You've got 5 minutes of blood time, and
Yep.
definitely want to get that cleaned up.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to take any chances with.
Well, they'll come back out, and it's Degner is going to have the choice, it looks like.
Degner choosing to start down. We're underway, second period. Rave riding tough there on top. Chopping at arms, got a pretty good tight waist in there. And Degner able to get to his feet. Coming around on a reversal. Nice switch there by Degner. Going to make it 4-2 in favor of Samson Degner of Royall. 1:36 left, second period. Degner riding strong out there on that right side. He's got the left arm of Rave tied up, got that wrist in control, kind of digging underneath, trying to pop a half Nelson, an arm bar, something there. You can see he's on his toes, being aggressive. He's not just riding hips. He's trying to score.
There's definite pressure there.
Absolutely. Stalling warning going against Rave on the bottom. And again, I think, Ken, anytime you have that head down, that's a pretty easy call for an official.
Yeah.
And Lynn is not a guy that's going to take that very long either to tolerate it.
No, he'll expect some movement underneath.
And I'm sure he's talked to the kids in the locker room, before the match about what to expect, and probably as an official you tend to talk to the kids during the match too,
Yep.
Tell them things like action or pick it up, scoring.
Yep.
You're not just there to penalize, you're there to help them too.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to do what they need to do, then it's penalties appropriate.
Well, time running down, we're under 15 seconds to go here,
And again, another penalty. This time it is a penalty, I should say, not a warning. First time is a warning. Second time is a point going to Degner of Royall for stalling. Rave just not active enough on the bottom. Third period going to be Rave's choice.
take a look at some of those sponsors that are helping us out here. Coon Valley Telecommunications, where you can pick up some great bundles from TVs, and of course your internet and Ethernet gigabytes, whatever you might need for that package. Be sure to stop in there and give them a call. Central Avenue in Coon Valley.
Raves starting down here this third period. Choice of top, bottom, or neutral. Typically, it's going to be a little easier to score. Rave is down by a 5-2 score, so you've got the chance for the escape, the reversal. Not working that way this time in this match, right at this moment, but Sampson got a pretty good bar in there on that right side, and as I say it, he sneaks it through.
He just limped arm out of that, baby. How'd he do that?
Degner still riding tough and control, and it's not. Yes, is Rave stalling? He probably is, according to the rule, but it's not like he's got an easy chore in front of him there either. Degner, a really tough kid. Degner riding in control, as indicated by Lynn Eisensee. Rave, head down, knees up, toes up, trying to come around. He does have a hold of that left leg, I guess it was, of Degner, but just things got a little too tied up and too small of an area, so we're going to stop it, I believe, for a stalemate. Let's get a fresh start. 53 seconds left in this match at 175 pounds.
Thanks to Eagle Title Company, Lori Holte out there in Coon Valley as well, bringing you today's wrestling match. Boy, some movement going on now here.
Yeah, Rave was in a bit of a predicament there for a second. Looked like Degner was about to pick up some near fall, and Rave able to come out of it. Face him. Now Rave looking for that reversal, coming around back and getting it. 5-4 is our score. 23 seconds left in the third. We're making a match out of it. And,
I guess.
You know, and rather quickly there maybe on the stall against Degner, but at the same time I would have to agree it is a stall. You know, head down and just not moving, not trying to get out. So I think it's going to be too little too late by Rave, but a nice little attempt at a comeback. Going to be a final score 5-4 in favor of Samson Degner of Royall.
Yeah, nice match. Good flurry of action there, and some strategy along the way.
Your winner by decision at 175 pounds is Samson Degner.
That's a nice sign of respect there by both the wrestlers as they give each other kind of a pat on the shoulder and the chest going, hey, that was a good job. Embroidery and more, Greg Danes and crew helping us out tonight, located just out there at Swigum Road in Westby. Appreciate Greg's support. And the Viroqua Clinic, part of that Gunnarsson Health System. Stop in for your next comprehensive health care. One of the things tomorrow we got to remind, we'll have to talk to Jared Hemmersbach a little bit, is to put the weight class up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. In that tournament setting, that's going to be...
It's really important. All right, so I did not catch.
The Royal wrestler, I'm pretty certain, Ken, is Trenton Fry.
Yep.
And according to the program, I am assuming, which we shouldn't do, but should be Keanu Maphis is what I'm guessing.
Okay. Yep, that probably.
According to the scratches that the Black River coaches gave me, this should be the only wrestler to be able to make that weight class, and Fry's going to pick up a 27-second pin here.
Yeah, didn't take long with that. He got that headlock in and up over the top, went to Maphis and securing that pin here tonight. And now we're going to get a chance to move up to the next weight. I think we're going to go 215 now. And we'll turn the mic back over to you again on this one, Scott. I had my chance, and it was 27 seconds. And
well,
at 215, we have Bryce 16 from Royall versus Keanu Maphis from Black River Falls.
Okay, well, I apologize. I had Maphis in the last match, and I don't know who that was, but it was not Maphis because he's out here at 215, facing Bryce 16 of Royall.
Was Jay Cox, was he taken out? Was he scratched?
He was a scratch according to what the Black River coaches gave me.
Was, okay, Spangler and Miner?
They were scratches also.
My goodness. Sullivan King?
Another scratch.
I give up.
Okay. Don't take it personal. We'll get through this, Ken.
Okay.
This is Bryce 16 of Royall, that I'm certain of. And according to our announcer, yes, this is Keanu Maphis, a junior. Steen, a sophomore at Royall. Maphis picked up that opening takedown. We're almost halfway through first period. Maphis riding tough there in control. Steen, one of those kids too, Ken. I feel like I'm fairly familiar with the Royall lineup, and that name's not a familiar one, but maybe someone that moved in or just been a JV kid. But tough wrestler there, but Maphis just on top, kind of working a cradle there. It looks like that your side cradle, and not able to lock it up or turn anything yet, but he's persistent, sticking with it. And
if he could just get that left foot to step through a little bit more.
You could see Lynn Eisensee there just talking to the kids, and I think telling them, it's time to make something happen here or go to plan B. And
yeah.
Maphis able to get that cradle finally locked up and turn, get Steen on his back. Very close.
Yep.
We've got ourselves a pin at 155, I'm going to call it.
Boy, I tell you what, that was pretty tight, too.
Ball at 215, Keanu Maphis, Black River Falls.
That cradle, sometimes it can be a move that's hard to make it happen, but once if you get it there, you're able to turn someone.
Yeah.
Very effective.
Well, now we're going to go up to 285, and it looks like we're going to have a couple of, well, for the Tigers anyways, going to be a small 285-pounder.
285 is Madden McCluskey from Royall versus Malachi Lee from Black River Falls.
All right.
Don't know if you caught that, Ken. The announcer, Madden McCluskey of Royall, the senior, facing Malachi Lee, the sophomore from Black River.
Okay. So Lee in the orange coming out here. Going to go down low, going for that single leg attack. And he's had McCluskey down on the backside. Now he's going to get that takedown. So good job there by Lee. Got a little nervous for the young man when he went down underneath here. You know,
absolutely.
You go for a single leg underneath with a big guy, you better be moving. He was able to make a nice adjustment with the arms and got the kind of almost like a single leg dump, but he was on his knees yet with it.
Lee with a significant height advantage here. And again, you know, it seems like especially these big guys, it can be a very real advantage.
Yes, very much so. With that leverage factor in there, and that's what he's trying to use right now. And McCluskey going to have to give up going after that leg as Lee comes up over the top and kind of scoots him back in underneath, him being McCluskey. McCluskey wants to make a attempt at a roll here, and he nearly gave up some back points.
Yeah, lucky that he didn't there. Wouldn't have taken a lot for Malachi Lee to catch him and pick up some near fall, but McCluskey fortunate to work through. McCluskey, again, he's staying busy on the bottom. You have to hand him that.
He does a good job with that. He's looking for things, but right now he's over the top of the leg, and that's never good. Now he'll let go of that. Well, and then Lee goes right into a power half here. McCluskey fighting. Still, there's that leverage that we talked about. 15 seconds to go in the period, and now Lee has the turn. And there's the pin. 1:57 for the pin time. Malachi Lee for the Black River Falls Tigers coming away with that win. Well, our thanks again with some of those sponsors. Let's take a look. I guess we left off with, say, Main Street Mobile Mart out there in Viroqua. Thanks to Rob and the crew. And Ashley Liam. Ashley was one of the cheerleaders when I was coaching. Appreciate her great support. Miles of Smiles Child Care Center. Who did we get there for a...
That was Brendan Rick of Royall receiving
Okay.
the forfeit at 106.
All right.
This should be Chloe Turner, a
Okay.
freshman for Royall at 113. And it looks like she will be receiving a forfeit. Black River Falls showed a wrestler on the program, but that doesn't mean that they're
Yep.
not moving someone or injuries. Who knows? 120 should be another one of the benders again. This is Jet Bender.
At 120 pounds, we have Jeff Bender versus Deacon Brown.
Yeah, Deacon did move up, Ken, from
Oh.
113 up to 120. So
Okay.
Bender is a freshman. Deacon Brown a junior.
And this will be your match.
144 first period. We're scoreless. Bender, you have to like Bender's aggressive style there, just always going forward. Bender with a takedown. 1:30 left first period. And it could be noted there too, Ken. I'm sure you saw the Deacon Brown there of Black River Falls probably was very close to a stalling warning, backing up away from Bender. That backing straight up too was another easy stall call, I guess I would say. That,
Right.
and that's understandable. We're here to wrestle, not to dance. And Bender trying a turn there, and Deacon Brown nearly coming around, or a nice attempt at anyway, coming around on a reversal, but not able to do so. Bender's going to remain in control. 1:01 left, first period.
I thought for a second there he was going to be kind of in that Granby Roll situation, you know.
But, yeah, Bender choosing to give up the escape here. Let Deacon Brown up on his feet, start over. Neutral position, 2-1 is the score. We're off the mat, back to the center at 48 seconds left. Bender, you can kind of see, obviously probably got a few big brothers there that maybe beat up on him for a while. That, give him some of that aggressiveness. But Brown now coming out with a takedown of his own and really being active on top. Got the leg wrapped and trying to come around and get the left leg of Bender controlled and working for that right leg ankle. But with the leg right in, not a lot Bender can do out of there.
Yeah, that was a big time double leg that he had on there for the takedown too.
We're coming down here, end of the first period. It's going to be a 3-2 score. Deacon Brown of Black River Falls will be leading Jet Bender. Bender will defer. The second, Deacon Brown choosing to go down, leading by that 3-2 score. Brown is set, Bender on top, set, whistled away. Bender got that left arm of Brown tied up underneath, trying to go for a dig out an arm bar there on that left side. Nothing yet. Brown pretty stubborn, but Bender keeping after it. I guess I like to see the aggressiveness there of Bender on top. He's always doing something. He's not riding by any means. Now he's got a bar in on that right side. Trying to make something happen with it, but Brown just not cooperating whatsoever. 1:14, second period. Brown not particularly active on the bottom. And just as I say that, here comes the stalling warning from Lynn Eisensee. And I'd have to say that it's warranted as well. He needs to work up and try and get away or try a reversal, and he wasn't doing anything.
Yep.
Bender now got a pretty good bar in there on that left side, but wrist on the right side, just not able. Yeah, now we're able to turn and got that bar in deep. He's got it solid, but as I say that, of course, Brown's able to spin out of it. But I think we should have a 2-point near fall coming here. I believe I saw a 2 count.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Scott. Oh, he's going to get
it. It is 3, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a case where Lynn was holding that near fall because the bar was still there, and you only earn near fall points once off of each combination. So got all kinds of twisting and turning going on, but going to bring us to the end of the second period. 5-3 is going to be our score. Is Jet Bender leading Deacon Brown. Bender's choice, third period. We're going to go neutral.
Thanks to Nordic Lanes, our fine friends out there on the northwest side of Westby. Appreciate their support, as well as Premier Co-op helping us out. They've been around since 1893.
Nice little scramble going on here, I guess. Bender going for kind of a toss, unsuccessful. Bender now in on a deep single. Really got that right leg, of Brown tied up and very close to a takedown. If he could just get that head out, get on top, but had Brown down on the mat, butt on the mat, but Brown able to get to his feet and And Bender just persistent, relentless.
Yes, he's not letting go.
Nice flurry by both wrestlers there.
They're both, you can tell they're both have used a lot of energy. They're starting to breathe a little harder out there.
I'm getting tired watching them, Ken.
I'm with you.
Third period, we're under a minute to go. Bender still leading by that 5-3 margin. Give Brown a lot of credit too, though. Just keep on continually attacking and going for that takedown, but nothing doing. Kind of a body toss, I guess you'd call that. To roll through, not going, but Deacon Brown head over Bender's shoulders. 20 seconds left. This match isn't over. These guys are Brown's been very close to that takedown that would tie it up, and going to have to make it happen real fast here, down to 6 seconds to go. You know, and that's one that's easy for us to, going to have a 5-3 final here, but I was going to say easy for us to say, well, you need to shoot, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Yeah.
We weren't just out there wrestling for 4 minutes and 55 seconds either.
That's very true.
Good match.
Yeah,
A lot of credit to both kids there.
Yeah, they wrestled hard, and then, you left it out there on the mat. That's what you want to do. Thanks to the Riverbank helping us out tonight. That is Westby and Coon Valley bringing you tonight's action. And, don't forget right here in Cashton, it's Scenic Bluffs Community Health Care, corporate office, and all that great health care for the folks in our area. Well, let's see. I'm going to guess this would be Mr. Wopat.
Winner by forfeit at 132 pounds, Gunnar Wolfat.
Okay, Wolpett on the program at 138, but he's taking the forfeit at 132.
I think a lot of them have moved down the weight class.
And Royal did show two wrestlers at 138. Guessing this is going to be Damon Phillips coming out for Royal.
We got 138 pounds. We have David Phillips from Royal, or Kevin Garcia from Black River Falls.
Yeah, I could not understand.
That's Damon Phillips of Royal at 138, the junior, and this is Gavin Garcia, a sophomore.
Okay, all right. Garcia down in underneath, but got caught in that little bit of a front headlock situation here by Phillips. Garcia lean and tall here. Phillips doing a good job with that control, but now, he just couldn't quite get that. No takedown here yet. Now he'll get the takedown for Phillips. He had a chance to get the turn on Garcia, but then he kind of felt himself getting in a little trouble too, so he bailed out. Now he's getting a little bit of a turn here, putting some pressure on, but look at this, Garcia, with that length of his, he's able to put pressure on, and he comes up with the reversal.
Give credit there to Gavin Garcia. He was in some trouble and managed to sneak out of it.
Yes. Garcia, caution for illegal starting position here. Now they got things squared up. Phillips stands up and out of bounds they go. Looks like Garcia might have got smacked in the head, right in the forehead area. He says he's okay. Phillips with that tripod move, standing up here, and now Garcia brings him back down to the mat. Garcia opts to just go out in front and let Phillips go, and they're back on their feet. Phillips with that low stance. And I kind of look at that and I'm like, Garcia would probably like him to stand up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Especially as tall as he is. Again, Garcia goes down underneath, but he's going to get caught in that front headlock, and time runs out here in period number 1. So we'll go to the second period. Garcia's choice, and looks like he's going down. Nice stand up here, but a body lock bringing Garcia back to the mat. Phillips did a good job on that reaction, and then the key was he let go just in time after they hit the mat. Otherwise, you get called for a penalty point with locked hands. Unless, of course, you got a pinning combination, right?
Absolutely.
Here's that little turn once again that Phillips tried to do before, and Garcia was able to get out of it. This one, though, he's going to give up a couple of points. Going to give up a near fall here. Again, he's trying to do a kind of a barbed wire situation, and he's got that locked up.
Garcia's been very effective with defending with those legs, but now Phillips coming through with the bar lock, and that's all she wrote.
That'll be a 2:53 pin time for Phillips. That was a good little match there, but Damon Phillips able to come away with the victory here in the second period. I'm going to do one more. I think maybe, let's see, we'll probably have 6 matches on the next one, so I'm trying to save about a half a dozen of the sponsors for then. We can talk about Sealand's Carpetland. Tim Sealand reminding you that if you walk on it, stop down in Coon Valley because they will sell it also.
144 pounds. We have Colin McKittrick, run over at Austin Lund, Black River Falls.
This should be a good one here. Colin McKittrick for you. So, Scott, take it away.
Colin McKittrick of Royall is a senior, wrestling Austin Lund of Black River Falls. Austin is a sophomore. Colin is a guy that's been around a long time, a lot of varsity matches under his belt at Royall. One of those guys, too, that's just going to be persistent, and it just doesn't make mistakes. You know, a lot of mat time there, a lot of experience that really shows, but a good kid. This is a family that I've gotten to know pretty well over the years, and very polite young man and good wrestler. Happy to see him be successful.
You know, and the explosive side of things with him is remarkable. He was wrestling in his 5th place match at Bi-State, and I went down to watch the finals, the final round, and he was, I don't know what the score was, but I looked away and I thought, I got to go back and check on McKittrick. And as I turned and looked, he hit the guy with a lateral drop and pinned him. I mean, I saw the whole move. I was like, whoa, was that something?
Yeah, Colin, one of those guys, got Austin Lund on his back here, counting some near fall. Should be a 3. Think we may have been a little premature on the out of bounds call, honestly, but
I think Colin thought that.
We didn't get a ruling from Colin's grandpa here in front of us, so. Back underway, 32 seconds left, first period. Colin leading 5-0. You know, and as I said, Colin's a wrestler that I've been lucky enough to ref a lot of matches, watch a lot of his matches, and just you have to admire. You just don't see mistakes.
Yeah, right.
You're got the figure 4 in, trying to turn Lund. Nothing yet, no near fall. Colin firmly in control. End of the first period, we're still at 5-0. Pretty
much, like you said, still in control. That's kind of been the story in this First period, never in any kind of real trouble. Good position. And
Very quickly, about 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Colin with that reversal. Get quick. And just solid technique, too.
Yeah.
It's Colin knew when he took the down position what he wanted to do, and makes it a 7-0 score, 140 left, second period. And Lund is one of these guys, I guess, to be honest, not as familiar, but Colin with a deep half Nelson in there, had him turned briefly, and Lund able to get back to his stomach. But Colin is not going to let up. If A doesn't work, he's going to go to B, and if B doesn't work, go to C, and it's just instinct, I guess.
Yeah.
And it comes with experience. Did a deep bar there. Colin got that right arm locked underneath, and here's our pin time. 2:55, I believe, Ken, second period.
Yes, that was just one of those, once he got that arm bar stuck in there, he was very, very deliberate, and he took it, what we call, if you have an arm bar in, then you want your elbow to go towards your opponent's ear, and that just really tightens things up, and that's what happened, and the pin was there.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to move up a weight class here now. It looks like we will get a match. I have to listen in on this one.
I believe this is Jackson Bender, Ken, of Royal.
Okay.
150 pounds, we have Jackson Bender versus Caitlin
Nabish, Nashbish,
Whatever you say.
Nashbish. We'll try that. This is Caitlin Nashbish, and Bender's going to go right into a headlock situation here, trying to come up with the pin. This is always really tight. And Caitlin cannot really get out of this one. This is the tough one here. And there's the pin.
Yeah, like you said, Ken, that's one of those situations that it's normally not what, it's when.
Yeah. 20, let's see, what do we get there?
32.
32, there we are. 32-second pin. Also, just kind of for the fans, Black River Falls has a young gal named Riley Henrahan, a freshman. She is ranked number 3 in the nation for girls wrestling. But she's sick tonight. So there's, and I doubt that she'll wrestle tomorrow, but talking with Steve Marquis, and he said, he goes, yeah, you got to watch her. It's like something else, so that's interesting. All right, back to you, Scott.
157 pounds. We've got Turner Calhoun from Royal. Turner is a sophomore versus Landon Parrott of Black River Falls, a freshman. Turner with the early takedown. First period, attempting to turn Parrott. Did turn him, but not able to keep control or get any near fall from it. So edge of the mat, trying to work back in a little bit. Calhoun, too, you give credit to these Royal wrestlers. I mean, they just keep coming and coming and coming after their opponents. And
Yeah.
you know, definitely that doesn't just happen. You know, it's taught in the practice room, and just a good solid program. You can see why they're conference champs.
And it's a mentality that they grow up with, really.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and a credit to the Royal coaching staff. Calhoun able to pick up a 2-point near fall, and working for more. He's in on that right arm of Parrott. Working bar, bar, I guess I'd call it. He does have an arm bar in on that right side, and looking for that left wrist of Parrott. Now with the turn, didn't have it real solid. Got a couple of near fall points. Going to make it 6-0, 10 seconds left. Can't stress enough, just the mentality, like you said, the aggressiveness on the Royal part. It's nice to see that.
Yes, very much. Well, you know, here's going to be an interesting thing, Scott, because I think, now let's see, Royal goes to Independence for the Super Regional, if I remember right. And I was going to bring that stuff with me. I'll try to remember to bring that with me tomorrow, which means I'd have to do it right away when I get home, set it by the door so I trip over it. No.
Tie it to the doorknob.
There you go. But, you know, Aquinas is going to be the team to beat up at Independence for the Super Regional in a couple of weeks. And I think Royal, you know, they've got a great shot at being the number 2 team, which means they would qualify for the team sectional.
Turner Calhoun with a turn there. I don't believe he was able to maintain it long enough for near fall, but it doesn't matter. We've got a pin at 227. Turner Calhoun of Royal picking up the pin at 157. Wyatt Moses picking up that forfeit, Ken, at 165.
All right. Well, it's 54-18, as that is the last match as far as the match wrestled. And congratulations once again to the Royal Panthers as they come to town. They pick up the first win against Cashton and secured their Scenic Bluffs Conference Championship. They come away with a win here against Black River Falls Tigers of the Cooley Conference. So we will, I guess for that matter, we can say we'll take a timeout here and they'll get the teams warmed up and ready to go for the final round here. That's probably going to take place, I would imagine, Scott, in what, about 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, they only need the 30-minute break now, down from the 45. So
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get everyone out of here and home and rested up for tomorrow.
Yeah, especially for tomorrow. That's what's going to be kind of fun too. So, all right, well, we'll take a break, folks. Again, 54-18, your final here as Royal picks up the win over Black River Falls. Back we come here to Cashton High School. Ken Manning along with Scott Milsnes. They're up and running here in the final match of the evening. We have you just wanted to wave at everybody. That's all right. Yeah, you got to get that fame, you know.
I think Andy's looking for some free advertising for Biermeyer Insurance.
We'll have to do that. I say, Andy, what are you promoting here, bud?
Send him a bill.
Well, take it away here, Scott. We got a pinning combination.
This is Gavin Anderson of Cashton, and I believe should be Keanu Maphis of Black River. Maphis with, and I apologize, Ken, I was more tied up with the Biermeyer free advertising than the wrestling, but I think Anderson may have gotten a takedown, was reversed and put on his back.
Yeah.
So a 5-2 score. Maphis picking up a 3-point near fall, so with a 5-2 lead, 1:12 left first period. Anderson sitting out, looking for a sort of a reversal situation, not able to get that arm where it needed to be, so there was a sit and spin basically, but now coming around on was able to get this reversal, and Maphis in some trouble and picking up a pin, 111 pin, I'm going to call it, going to Gavin Anderson of Cashton.
Yeah, that was once he got that baby locked up, that was all it was going to be, plain and simple. Well, let's take a look. We have a chance. Sleepy Hollow, Levon, Michelle, and the whole crew. We appreciate their wonderful support. As well as Vernon Electric, your Touchstone Energy Co-op with affordable electrical energy.
In the 4 minute, 250 pounds, now Maphis of Black River Falls.
Now we're going to get a chance to see Henry Brigham.
And should be Maleki Lee. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ken.
Malachi.
I stand corrected.
That's a tough one. So Malachi Lee coming out to take on Henry Brigham. And again, Brigham with, he's in that 285, and I would imagine Henry's got to be in that 260 somewhere in there?
I would go with that, Ken. We don't have any weigh-in sheets here, but a couple of big boys.
And he's an athletic young man, too, as far as his size. He moves pretty well. And of course, he anchored the line for a couple years out there on that real good football team. And that was quite the run they had. And Henry was part of that.
Yeah, nice to see. They had a pretty good run there for a couple, 3 years. And
here is Lee trying to go upper body, and he kind of slipped, and now looking for a Granby row situation. Brigham sprawling back on that, now trying to spin back around. Lee doing a good job of blocking that leg off, and there's no points here in the takedown yet. Tell you what, that was tough. Tough for Lee, and now Brigham will get the takedown, and Lee goes right into a roll situation. Brigham able to regain his base, and now back up on top in a lot better situation for him. Trying to go underneath here and pop Lee to his back, but Lee not going to go easily on that situation as far as with that arm. He's got a good base. They're going to get a stalemate and go back to the center of the mat since they're right there on the edge.
yeah, definitely have to give credit there, Ken, to Lee, staying active and not just surrendering. Trying to score there that whole time. So.
Yeah. Lee not able to get a good first move in a sense. He does reach over the leg, and that's always kind of a tough one when you reach over like that. You're kind of inviting a half Nelson. You also see, depending on if you got a wrist or maybe like an arm bar, we literally would have kids that if a opponent would reach over, they would take like a big step and towards the head. Well, you got that arm trapped, because it's up over the top. There's nothing you can do. You can't get your arm free, and they'd pick up some points that way. And it was nice that they're limber too.
Absolutely. Funny how that makes a difference, isn't it, Ken?
It does. Yeah, I gave up on that a long time ago.
You're saying that wouldn't work so well for us?
Not anymore. You maybe, but
no. Let me assure you.
Okay.
Let me remove any doubt.
Brigham with a good job here. He's got Lee down flat on the mat. Lee doing a super effort here to get back to his base. He's able to do that, which is pretty remarkable considering the size difference here. Again, he has that tendency to reach over the leg, and he wants to reach through to get a Granby, but he's getting himself caught in trying to come in and get that leg, and when he does, he's over the top, and Brigham is not going to give up any reversal there.
And I think part of that too, Ken, Brigham is strong enough to negate some of that.
Yep. But
now Brigham catching the half there. Lee, a lot of credit to Lee though. He's certainly not giving in. He's going to keep coming after Henry.
Yeah. Henry gets the hips up over the top. Now he has that pinning combination in. Very close. There it is. A 3:33 pin time for Henry Brigham. Picking up the victory.
Credit to both of those guys, Ken. A lot of times those big guys aren't the most active matches, and these guys kept after it.
I agree. That's right. Nobody at 106 pounds here apparently for the Tigers. Cashton with a nice number of middle school wrestlers. That's kind of good to see when it gets right down to it. So,
Yeah, just talking to one of the parents and grandparents here a bit ago, Ken, I believe they told me 26 or 28 middle school kids. So,
whoa, that is nuts.
you know, if they can maintain half of them, that's nice numbers.
Boy,
and
that
hopefully
is.
more.
Well, Cashton's losing a lot of seniors. You know, you look at this roster, there's six spots out here, and 4 of them are seniors. So they're going to rely on those young ones coming in.
Actually, at 140 pounds, we have Deacon Brown, Blackbird Ball, and Parker Nelson.
So back to you with Deacon Brown.
This is, I believe they did tell us, announced it as 120. These guys are both listed as 113 pounders.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you're right.
Out here at 120, so I'm not sure what the reasoning there, but doesn't matter. Parker Melson of Cashton, Deacon Brown of Black River Falls. Parker with a quick takedown. Parker, one of those guys that for only a sophomore has a lot of experience, middle school, grade school, youth wrestling. Been done a lot of traveling, wrestled a lot of matches.
Yeah, and he's fun to watch.
And, you know, he's one of those guys, too. I mentioned earlier some of these wrestlers that just don't make mistakes, and he's one of them that just very aware of his situation, it seems like. And
yeah.
he stays aggressive. And now he's working, got a deep half in there, a wrist and a half. Got Deacon Brown in on his back, near fall. Got a 3-point near fall earned. Plenty of time, 45 seconds left. You know, Parker's just going to keep tightening and tightening. But, in a good situation right where he's at. And there's the pin. 123, Ken.
Like you said, you just got to have some patience and know that you can wear the guy out when he's trying to fight off his back like that. Well, this is really going to be one of those quick matches here. And we're going to have, what, one more?
Should have one more. I believe Jack Schreier should have a match yet.
Looks like he's warmed up and ready to go. Black River Falls will have their forfeit wins coming across here.
And while we've got a second, Ken, really want to, again, thank those sponsors, because without those people, this doesn't happen.
Right, yeah.
And I know I've talked to a lot of people recently. Actually, one gentleman is this afternoon that wondering if this was going to be on the air. And, you know, a lot of people, for whatever reason, jobs, situation, or young children at home, or, you know, a lot of elderly people watching on TV, and really appreciate your broadcast.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks. Well, that's good to hear. It's nice to know that people are watching, trying to pick up on things. It's really grown since day one when it comes to, you know, the streaming side of things now, and that's really fun to see. Some of those sponsors like VMH, Vernon Memorial Healthcare, helping us out. Also, Vernon Manor Healthcare Center on the north side of Viroqua. Those are a couple more of our fine sponsors, and don't forget the VFW of Viroqua. And let's see, it's Friday night. Oh, that's the delicious fish that they have. Got to stop down there, folks. There's a forfeit win there for the Tigers. Well,
And I guess, Ken, not only thank those sponsors, but thank you for making it happen, too. Obviously, like I said, a lot of people out there really appreciate your broadcasts.
We'll be back here tomorrow, and it's going to be a fun, full day of high school wrestling.
Forfeit 157 pounds, playing it fair.
Well, the Viroqua Booster Club bringing you the action tonight. Rob Klum is now the president. We want to remind, he would ask that if you're interested in having a real fun time, March 23rd, it's a Saturday. Make sure you check that on your calendar. March 23rd their annual fundraiser night for the Viroqua Booster Club at the Pedretti Barn. That'll be a real good time. Great food and everything. And the Viroqua Dental Center, thanks to Dr. Leon Klum, bringing you the action. Varsity Funeral Home, serving Viroqua, Westby, and surrounding communities. We're waiting for one more match here, and that's coming up. Well, another one of those fan favorites for sponsors. It's the Westby Co-op Creamery, because you can take home that country goodness. Conventional and organic dairy products. All right, so we got Jack Schreier, you mentioned, and is this Rave?
I believe it is.
I thought it looked like him.
If my memory is effective from more than 5 minutes ago, I believe this is Javon Rave. Schreier, one of those seniors from Cashton that's in his final year, and Rave senior as well. So this could be a good match. A couple of very athletic wrestlers here, Ken.
Exactly. We'll see how this one kind of plays out as they go kind of, they're not really like attacking. They're kind of, testing each other with the arms and the head and the shoulders and kind of get a feel for any kind of weakness. Rave with a little bit of a body roll here, trying to come up with something, but nothing opened up there. And now Lynn Eisensee kind of pointing and moving his finger in a circle, saying, all right, now you can open up. You've had enough time kind of dancing a little bit there.
And Schreier, one of those guys I've seen a fair amount, is the type of wrestler that seems like it can take him a little bit to get going sometimes, but then give him an opportunity and he'll definitely cash in on it.
Yeah. Both wrestlers, they like to have that wrist control. Schreier especially, as he's got that baseball tie, gone to a Russian, but it's not a true Russian because he doesn't have it up on. It's a Russian, but now Rave is able to get free from that, and right away, right back into that Russian tie. Sometimes go ahead.
Final seconds, first period, 0-0 score. And with Lynn Eisensee as an official, he's going to be talking to these guys and encouraging them. Would that be a fair word?
That's a fair word, yes. I like that word. It would be to your advantage. Well, Rave is going to go in the down position. And he tries to do a quick stand-up here. And boy, he showed some explosiveness there. He gets out in 5 seconds. But we did have one quicker tonight, didn't we?
Exactly. Colin McKittrick.
Literally a 2-second escape. That was unbelievable. I don't know if Lynn couldn't even get the whistle going. I think there was still the tweet of the whistle in the air yet. One nothing your score here, and we go back to the arm wrestling. Rave trying to open things up. He shows as if he wants to change level and go for a single or maybe a double. Now he's going to go for an ankle pick, and stepping out of it just in time.
Nice move there by Rave. Good quickness, nice ankle pick. Just not quite able to maintain it. But
Schreier able to step out. I think Lynn is going to look for whoever steps back a little bit more here. He's going to probably start going with some dings here.
And rightfully so. It's time. They need to be more aggressive than they are. And the setup and feeling each other out thing is okay for a little bit, but need to see some aggressive wrestling here, not just the dancing, as I'm going to call it.
Well, really, when you look at this, and Rave he'll put his arm on the shoulder of Schreier here. Now he takes a diving shot, and there you go. A takedown by Schreier as he capitalized. Rave, there's the buzzer. Rave, when he went after it, he changed his level, but he did the nose plane dive instead of having those hips follow. And as soon as that happened, then the takedown was secured with the little snap and spin. Schreier with a 2-1 lead now has a great opportunity here to see if he can get out from underneath and increase his lead. That would be big because that would be that'd be a 2-point lead if he could get up and out of there. Well, it looks like he's going to try and turn back in here. Trying to get a reversal instead. Rave with a far side half Nelson, but tell you what, Schreier, if he could pop that head out, he's got Rave on his hips. There it is. Just too much pressure, too much leverage.
Nice job by Schreier there, showing some just brute strength. We're going to call it too. Probably wasn't in a position where normally a guy is going to come out of that the way he did, but Schreier deciding it's time that to make something happen here.
He wants to get that Oklahoma locked up. He just can't get those arms tied up that he wants on Rave.
.45 seconds left in the third. 4-1 lead here for Schreier.
Rave trying to sit out, and boy, Schreier with a nice job to bring him back to the mat with 35 seconds remaining.
And now down to that point too, Ken, where as a senior you have to understand 35 seconds, I've got a 3-point lead. Be aware of your situation, and I don't want to say stalling, but wrestle intelligently too.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's right.
Schreier with a bit of a short, quick stack there, picking up another 2-point near fall. Should be 6-1. Scoreboard isn't showing that yet, but there now it is.
He goes right back for that Oklahoma. He's got it tied up.
He's got her tight this time. Rave able to limp arm out.
He does.
Five seconds, Ken.
Boy, very close. Rave with a good job fighting that off. Well, it's going to be a major decision here. 9-1 is going to be the final as Jack Schreier is going to pick up the victory. And
may have started out a little slow, but they made up for it. Give us some action at the end.
They did. That's good to see. Got to like that. So, well, I tell you what, it was a kind of a quick night here, isn't it? It's 7:40. And we started at 6 o'clock. We got the 3 rounds in. And, of course, won't be that way tomorrow. We'll have a full slate of matches going on. Wrestling to begin tomorrow at the duel at the tournament here at around 9 o'clock is what they're hoping, 9:15. So we'll hope to see you here. Black River Falls does pick up the win. What was the final score on that one, Scott?
I apologize, Ken. I did not catch it.
I think it might have been 30. I want to say 36, maybe 36-28. I saw Cashton with 28. So let's say that. Let's say 38-26 final score here. Well, we hope you've enjoyed watching this Western Wisconsin video production of Cashton Wrestling here. A lot of wrestling tonight. They had some middle school wrestling, 3 dual meets here with Black River Falls, Cashton, and the champions of the Scenic Bluffs, the Royall Panthers, here tonight. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Cashton Invitational. We'll see you right here on the mat. Scott, ready to rock and roll, I guess, won't we?
Let's do it, Ken. We'll be ready for them.
Sounds great. All right, thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.